What's up, guys? Hopefully you can hear me. We are live. If you can see me and hear me, maybe just say something in the chat. Is audio okay? Does everything seem in sync? Is video quality okay? Obviously, first time I've ever gone live on YouTube. Honestly, first time I've gone live on any social media platform. So you guys can see me and hear me. Somebody say something in the chat. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? Okay, cool. If you're here, tell me where you're watching from. And we'll get started in just a second. Yeah, so I'm like working out all the kinks. There's so much to this live thing. It's unbelievable. So have a lot to learn, but I'm digging it so far. So yeah, while we're waiting, there's a couple more people showing up, it looks like, so we'll hang out for just a second. So on my end, it looks like the stream, it's giving me some warnings about video settings. Does it look okay on your all's end? As if you're watching, is it clear? It looks sort of odd on my end. But anyway, we won't wait around on that stuff. We'll just go ahead and get started. Okay. I've got some notes here, so you guys have to forgive me. So assuming you can see and hear me okay. This is, like I said, obviously incredibly new going live, and we're going to talk about why I'm going live in just a few minutes. But Mark, thanks for the feedback, man. That's really helpful. I hope you guys will hang out. This won't be super long, but I just want to give you guys an update on kind of where Worship Tech Tools as a channel is at, and what I'm planning for the future, and that sort of stuff. So as we do that, part of what I wanted this whole thing to be is sort of a forum for us to just kick ideas around and share resources and talk about what's happening in our world and try to figure out how to help each other do what we do week in and out. And so if you have questions about anything, and I've got kind of a list of the sort of questions that I think maybe that I would have if I were watching a live stream like this one. So like whether it's tech and gear, and that could be like stage side, like equipment and sorry, like guitars and pedals and amps and microphones and that side of tech. And then we could talk like video production and media and that side of tech when it comes to full-time ministry and that sort of stuff too. If you have questions about that sort of stuff, I'd love to help. I hope we talk about volunteers and songs and set lists and just questions about old content on my channel or upcoming content, that sort of stuff. So if, as we're hanging out today, if you have any questions about what I'm talking about or about past content or any of that stuff, please throw it out and we'll address some of those as we go. So first off, thank you all if you're here. And so I think we just crossed about 4,000 subscribers on the channel, which has been super encouraging. And up to this point, the kind of content that I've been making is typical like 8 to 12 minute tutorial or training video, or have some reviews in the works and that sort of stuff. And I've had a blast making that sort of content. The downside to making that kind of content is that a lot of you guys who are on here probably do some of this similar sort of stuff, but it's incredibly time intensive. So I mean, take like I did a video on like a pro sounding electric guitar rig for $1,000. And so like that video, I mean, it's like you're procuring equipment, some of which is mine, some of which I'm renting from buddies and like guitar shops and that sort of stuff. Then you're kind of getting everything together, you're getting the set ready to go, and that's like audio and video and that stuff in and of itself can take forever. You get everything ready, and then you shoot a whole lot for an 8 to 12 minute video. You're shooting a ton of content, and then the editing side of it can be really intensive. And then kind of getting it ready to be uploaded. By the time I do that, I'm spending a couple days at least on a project, and I love that. I absolutely love that kind of content and posting that kind of content, and I'm going to continue to post that kind of content. But my wife and I, we have 2 little ones, and we're getting ready to have 3 little ones under 3 years old, 3 and under. And so the reality for me is that I don't have a ton of time to put into creating content like that. Again, I'm going to continue to create content like that. It's just going to be a little bit less frequent. And so there for a while, I was trying to do like at least one a week, and that got pretty tough. But that brings me to why I'm live. My whole idea behind live streaming is that like I can engage with you all in this way, and it be a little bit more organic. And when we go live, we'll still have content. We'll do reviews in this way. I hope to eventually have a couple different shots and have an overhead shot where you can see what I'm working on if we're doing a Helix video. And I do have a setup now where you can see my desktop, and we'll show you a couple cool things that we're looking at today even. But this kind of content is much more doable and realistic for where I'm at right now as a dad and a husband. And I don't know if you all know, I do this in addition, I'm sure you know, but I do this in addition to my full-time job. So I work a 40-hour week, hang out with my family, and then YouTube stuff is just on the side. And I started this channel to be a resource for folks with little time and little to no budget. And then I've always said that I wanted it to just be fun for me to do, and it has been, and I want it to continue to be. So yeah, I think we can do the type of content we've seen in the past, like with whether it's guitar oriented stuff or talking about when it comes to leading volunteers, how we encourage them when it comes to mixing in our monitors or any of that sort of stuff. I think we can do all of that on this platform in this live streaming scenario. And then I have it set up to where after it streams, it'll still be in my video list, so you can go back and reference it, and I'll have links to it and that sort of stuff. For the video today, I don't have much happening in the description. I'll probably update it after the stream's over, but I'll continue to update the descriptions as we do videos like this. So I wanted to, if you guys have questions about any of that stuff, please ask, and I'll do my best to answer them now. But I do want to show you something sort of cool that when I was trying to figure out what we were going to talk about today, I was wondering like what's next when it comes to modern worship on the tech side of things. And there's always like new gear. There's always new pedals and modeling gear and drum gear and microphones, and then on the other side of things, there's new software that's available all the time. There's updates to current software like Ableton and ProPresenter and all that stuff. But every now and then something like really crazy and cool comes along. And this is what I want to show you all now is something that the tech director at the church I work for, this morning he showed me this, and it's like kind of wild what we could do. So give me a second to get situated here. So I'm going to bring you all over to see what I'm seeing. Yeah, okay. So hopefully you're seeing what I'm seeing. So this is crazy. It's this technology called Lightform, and if you, my buddy Jamie may be watching it. If you are, thanks for this morning. But anyway, Lightform, it's a video mapping interface with like it looks like, I don't know if you can see that there, but it looks like a Photoshop sort of GUI, and it's there's like a little widget that comes along with it, and it's kind of like a camera that analyzes the environment that you're trying to video map, and then allows you to add layers over it, and then uses just a normal projector to video map onto anything. So like, this is the kind of thing that people are doing with it. Like, you can, it's called Lightform. It's lightform.com if you want to check it out, but it's insane. And we were wondering, is this the kind of can it be used in a large environment? All the demos that they show are like small, but imagine like a church plant of 100 or 150 people with like a really simple styrofoam backdrop and the ability to project video map, which before would have been like a massive budget to pull something like that off. But this seems like super doable, and it's just one of those things like you can't get it right now. It's like something on here is $700. I think, I don't know if that's the little widget and the software, or if it's just one of them or what, but check this out. It's called Lightform, and if this comes to fruition, it could be a really, like, that sort of thing, like the classic wood backdrop with like letters and words and sentences that you can video map. That's just crazy to me. So anyway, check that out. It's called Lightform, and it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna get you guys back where you can see me. Yeah, so that's the kind of stuff I think, like, we could check out that kind of content. We can check out updates to video editing software and Ableton Live. We could do Ableton Live tutorials. We could do Logic Pro. I mean, we could get into about anything. I have some pretty cool stuff in the works with MainStage 2 that I've been working on for a long time that I'm excited about, that we may get into in the next live stream. But before I wrap up, you guys have any questions, anything you want to talk about, anything you want to hit on today before we wrap up? If so, drop it in the chat and I'll respond, and if not, we'll wrap this up and we'll pick back up in the next week or so. I hope to do these weekly as much as I'm able, and then again continue to post content like what I've posted in the past. So yeah, hey, thanks for hanging out. A few of us were here today, and that's cool. I hope that, again, we continue to learn from each other and resource each other in this way. And so stick around. I'm going to be updating the channel over the next week or so, and the website's still getting some updates too. The downloadable content on the site, I do have a free pad pack if that's something you're interested in, and I have my Helix patch that works for both Helix Native and Helix Hardware that you can download from my site too. And even though the site is under construction, that stuff's still downloadable. You can just go to theworshiptechtools.com and download right from my little cover page that's set up. So yeah, thanks for hanging out again, and I hope to see you guys the next time we go live or in my next regular upload. So we'll see you guys in the next one.